The girl in the market who screamed human. The twin suns of the planet Virel 7 hung low in the sky, casting golden light over the busy market square. Creatures of all kinds walked between colorful tents, trading rare crystals, fruits, and metals. Some floated, some walked, and some crawled, but all moved with ease, until he arrived. Cole was the only human there. He stepped into the market wearing a dusty jacket, light body armor, and a small translator chip on his neck. His boots crunched on the smooth red stone underfoot. His eyes scanned the crowd with curiosity. He wasn't here to cause trouble. He only needed directions. Cole had arrived the day before, his small exploration shuttle parked just beyond the village. The locals had ignored him, but they hadn't stopped him either. That gave him hope. He looked around, searching for someone who might help him find the mineral spring he came for. Then he saw her, a young alien girl at a vegetable stall. She was tall and slim with light blue skin, violet eyes and long white hair tied back with vines. She looked peaceful, focused on arranging green pods into a basket. Cole walked over, slowly. He stopped a few feet away and raised a hand politely. "Excuse me," he said, "can you help me?" The girl looked up. For 1 second, their eyes met. Then she screamed, "A human! A human!" She dropped her basket. Bright green pods rolled across the ground, her eyes widened with pure terror, and without another word she turned and ran, knocking over crates as she went. Everyone in the market turned to look. Voices rose quickly. Did he hurt her? Why is there a human here? Protect the young one. The peaceful market turned cold. Eyes narrowed. Creatures stepped back or whispered in fear. Cole raised his hands. "I didn't do anything. I just asked for help." But no one believed. Him. 2 large creatures, possibly guards, stepped between him and the others. One had a thick tail. The other had 4 arms. They didn't attack, but their message was clear. Leave. Now. Cole backed away slowly, his heart pounding. He had no weapon. Drawn. He didn't want to fight. He returned to his ship outside the town, confused and shaken. That night he sat alone near his campfire, staring at the flames. His small cooking pot boiled quietly as the stars above him shimmered in the dark sky. She looked so scared, he said softly, like she had seen a ghost. He opened his small travel log and began to record. Entry 227. Met an alien girl today. Tried to ask for directions. She ran away screaming. Entire market turned against me. I need to know why. I didn't come here to make enemies. He closed the log and sighed. Cole wasn't a soldier or spy. He was an explorer, a student of alien history. He had come to Virel 7 to study old energy crystals hidden in the cliffs. The planet was marked neutral. No war, no politics. But the fear in that girl's eyes haunted him. The next morning, Cole returned to the market, carefully dressed in softer clothes with no armor. He walked slowly, hands by his side. This time, no one screamed. But the people watched him with quiet suspicion. He found the same stall. The green pods were gone. But a young boy stood behind the counter. Same blue skin, same violet eyes. Maybe her brother. Cole stepped closer. "I'm not here to hurt anyone," he said gently. "I want to understand. Why did she run?" The boy stared at him silently. Then he whispered, "She thought you were from the fire ships." Cole blinked. "Fire ships?" The boy nodded. "Many years ago, ships came from the stars. They looked like yours, but they rained fire. They burned her village. She was just a baby. She still dreams of it." Cole stepped back, heart heavy. "I wasn't part of that," he said. "I was just a kid myself when the war happened." The boy didn't reply, but he didn't yell either. That was a start. Later that day, Cole wandered to a small river just outside the village. He sat on a rock, thinking. Suddenly, he heard soft footsteps behind him. He turned. It was her, the alien girl. She stood far away near a tree, arms folded tightly. Her eyes were full of fear, but also curiosity. "You didn't chase me?" she said in a soft voice. "You didn't call for me to be taken?" No, Cole said gently. I just wanted to ask a question. That's all. She looked down. I thought all humans were like the ones from the sky, the ones who burn. I'm not, he said, but maybe. I can help you unlearn the fear, if you let me. She didn't move closer, but she didn't run either. She's not afraid of him. She's afraid of what he might be. Cole didn't sleep well that night. The image of the alien girl's face, filled with fear and confusion, kept coming back to him. He stared at the stars above his camp, wondering what kind of pain her people had gone through to react like that at just the sight of a human. The next morning, he woke up early, made a small pot of warm tea, and stared at the glowing horizon of Virel 7. Then, quietly, he packed a small bag and walked back toward the forest near the village, not to force anything, just to see if she might return. And she did. She was already there, sitting alone under the shade of a tall tree with glowing red leaves, her knees pulled to her chest. She didn't look up when he approached, but she didn't run either. Cole stayed several meters away and sat on a stone. He waited in silence. The wind moved softly. Small blue birds flew between branches. Somewhere in the distance, a creature hummed. Finally, she spoke. What do you want from me? Cole answered gently. Nothing. Just to talk. Just to understand. She looked at him. Her violet eyes weren't as sharp as yesterday. Now they held something else. Doubt. You're human, she said. You wear their skin. You speak their tongue. I know, Cole said, but I'm not the human who did those things. I was a child during the war. I never hurt anyone. She pointed to the sky. You still come from there. You bring ships, machines, fire. Cole shook his head slowly. Not me. I came alone. No weapons. No army. Just questions. She was quiet again. After a while, she asked, Why did you come to this planet? He reached into his bag and took out a small metal case. Inside were glowing stones, crystals from deep caves. He held one up. It shimmered softly in his hand. These, he said. I study them. My people used to fight over power. Now we study it. We try to learn, not control. The girl's eyes fixed on the crystal. Her hand reached out slowly, but just before touching it, she pulled back. You say you study peace, she said, but you smell like the sky that burned. Cole frowned. What do you mean? She looked at him, confused too. I don't know. I just feel it. When you came close, I remembered fire. Not your face, just the feeling. Cole felt a chill. Was it possible? Could she be remembering something buried deep in her mind? Something connected to him? He took a deep breath. You know where you were born? She nodded. A place near the northern ridge. A forest city, but it's gone now. Burned in the war. I was rescued by a trader. I don't remember much. Cole thought hard. He had studied old war maps. He remembered a report, a place called Solari Grove, destroyed during one of Earth's final attacks. He opened his log and searched quickly. There it was, Solari Grove. Human forces attacked during a mistaken intel operation. No known survivors. He looked up at her. That place, your home, it was attacked by mistake. Even the soldiers who did it didn't know children lived there. It was wrong. So wrong. Her lips tightened. Her fingers curled into fists. Cole added, Some people on Earth tried to stop the war. They protested, they spoke out. But by the time peace came, it was already too late for places like yours. The girl blinked slowly. Her voice softened. So, you know about my people? I've studied them, he said. I've studied what we did. I came here hoping to learn the rest, from someone who lived it. She looked at him long and hard. Finally, she asked, What's your name? Cole, he said. And yours? She hesitated, then answered, Yari. Cole smiled gently. That's a beautiful name. Yari looked down at her hands, then quietly said, I still don't trust you. I understand, he said. But maybe we can change that. Suddenly, a soft chirping sound came from the forest nearby. Yari stood up fast. Her eyes narrowed. Scanners, security patrols. Yours? Cole asked. She shook her head. No, not local. Too sharp. Too clean. Someone else is watching. They both turned toward the trees, and Cole had a strange feeling in his chest. Someone, or something, was coming. Not from her people, but from his. Cole and Yari stood still in the forest, listening to the strange chirping sound in the trees. The noise was soft, but it didn't belong. It was too sharp, too steady. Yari looked around quickly. It's a drone. Someone is tracking energy. Signals, Cole whispered. Could it be following me? She shook her head. No, it's following the crystal you carry. Cole reached into his side pouch and pulled out the smooth blue crystal he had shown her earlier. It shimmered faintly in the light. Yari stepped back. That's not just a power crystal, she said. That's a memory stone. Cole raised an eyebrow. A what? Yari looked serious. Our people use those stones to store feelings, visions, even pain. They connect to the mind. And if someone touches it with open thoughts, the stone responds. Cole stared at the glowing crystal in his hand. He hadn't felt anything strange from it before, just warmth. But now it pulsed, faster. Yari stepped closer. It might be calling to you, or warning you. I found this near the ruins of Solari Grove, Cole said softly. Maybe it belonged to someone who lived there. Yari nodded. Then it remembers. He looked at her. Then slowly he pressed his thumb into the center of the crystal. The world around him disappeared. Suddenly, Cole was no longer standing in the forest. He was inside a burning city. Flames rose into the sky. Alien buildings crumbled. Screams echoed through the air. Ships flew overhead, human ships dropping fire from the sky. Children ran, mothers cried, and somewhere near the smoke, a small girl with white hair knelt beside a broken tree, hiding, shaking, crying. Cole watched, frozen. It was Yari. He was seeing through her memory, her fear. She looked up at the sky. A human soldier in armor stood nearby. He wasn't pointing a weapon at her. He looked confused, lost, and scared. That soldier looked like Cole, exactly like him. The memory ended. Cole gasped and fell to his knees. The crystal dropped from his hand and rolled into the grass. His chest hurt, not from pain but from shock. That soldier, that was me. But not me. Yari stared at him, her face pale. You saw it too? He nodded. I don't understand. That soldier looked like me. But it wasn't me. She knelt beside him and picked up the crystal. Our memory stones don't lie. They show what the heart remembers. Cole whispered. Could I be related to him? A clone? A descendant? Yari looked away. There were rumors, she said quietly, that human soldiers were part of experiments, taken from one generation and copied into another, sometimes as soldiers, sometimes as watchers. Cole shook his head. I'm just an explorer. Are you? She asked. Or were you sent here for something else? Before he could answer, the drone buzzed louder. A small silver device flew through the trees. It hovered above them, blinking red. It had found the crystal. Cole grabbed Yari's hand. Run! They sprinted through the forest. Branches snapped under their feet. Leaves flew around them. The drone followed close behind. They reached an old cave covered in moss. Yari led them inside. The drone paused outside, unable to enter. Inside, the dark cave, they caught their breath. Cole turned to her. That memory. I felt your pain. She nodded slowly. And now I've seen yours. He looked confused. Mine? She pointed to the crystal, still glowing in her hand. You carry more than you know. Your past, your blood, is connected to mine. Maybe that's why I screamed when I saw you. Not from hate. From recognition. Cole sat down on the cave floor, his mind spinning. He came here to study crystals. Instead, he found a girl whose nightmares matched his face, and a stone that told both their stories. What happens now, he asked. Yari stood tall. We find out who you really are, and why someone still wants me tracked. The tracker in her skin, and the secret about her birth. The cave was cold and dark, but Cole and Yari stayed inside. The drone outside still floated near the entrance, searching. It clicked and buzzed, but couldn't cross the cave's natural rock shield. Something in the stone blocked its sensors. Cole sat near a wall, rubbing his head. The memory from the crystal still echoed in his mind. Yari paced slowly, her arms folded, her body tense. I've always felt something was wrong, she said. Something inside me, a part that doesn't belong. Cole looked up. What do you mean? She sat down across from him, her voice quiet. When I was little, I would get fevers no one else did. My skin glowed in strange patterns, and when I touched machines, they worked without power. Cole narrowed his eyes. That's not normal even for your kind? Yari shook her head. No. My people are connected to nature, not machines, but I change things. Cole thought for a moment, then reached into his bag and took out a small handheld scanner. Let me check something. Yari looked nervous. I won't hurt you, he promised. Just a scan. She nodded slowly. He moved the scanner across her arms and chest. No alerts. Then he scanned her back and the device beeped sharply. Red warning. Foreign object detected. Something's there, Cole said, frowning. Near your spine, a tiny device. Metallic, old, but still active. Yari's eyes widened. What is it? Cole adjusted the scanner's settings. It's a tracker, hidden under your skin, broadcasting a signal. She stood up in panic. Is that how they always find me? He nodded. That's how the drone followed us. Yari gripped her arms tightly. I was just a child. Who would put a tracker inside me? Cole's voice dropped. Someone who wanted to study you. Or keep you for later. She leaned against the cave wall, breathing hard. Her voice shook. I'm not just a survivor of the war, am I? No, Cole said. You were part of something planned. Yari sat back down, her face pale. Then I was born in a lab. Cole didn't speak. He didn't need to. She already knew. I'm not a real person, she whispered. He looked at her sharply. Don't say that. But I'm a test, an experiment. You're alive, Cole said. You feel. You remember. You choose. That's more than most. She looked at him slowly. Then what do I do now? He stared at the scanner. We remove the tracker, and we find out who put it there. They worked for hours. Cole used basic medical tools from his survival kit. Yari lay on her stomach, biting down on a cloth. No painkillers, no machines, just patience and trust. At last, he pulled the small device out. It was the size of a coin. Still blinking red, he dropped it on the cave floor and smashed it under his boot. It's done, he said. Yari turned over slowly. Her skin was sweaty, her breath short, but her body relaxed for the first time in days. I feel free, she whispered. Cole handed her water. Then he looked at the broken tracker. Wires spilled out. Tiny symbols on the metal edge. His eyes widened. This symbol, it's from Earth. She looked at it. You're sure? He nodded. This was made in a human lab. Later that night, they sat near the cave entrance. The drone was gone. It had lost the signal. For now, they were safe. The stars above the trees twinkled like diamonds. Yari looked up. Do you think I was made for war? Cole thought carefully. No, he said. I think you were made to survive it. She turned to him, eyes full of sadness. And if they come for me again? Cole met her gaze. Then they'll have to go through me. They came for her in the night. The night was quiet on Virel 7. Inside the cave, Yari slept peacefully for the first time in many days. Her chest rose and fell slowly. Her glowing skin had dimmed. The pain from the tracker removal was fading. She looked calm, free. Cole sat near the entrance, wide awake. He held a small plasma pistol in his lap, his only weapon. He had recharged it that evening, just in case. He watched the sky through the trees, too quiet. Then he saw it. A shadow moved. It was not a drone. It was a ship. Dark. Silent. No lights. No engine sound. It dropped slowly through the clouds like a ghost. Cole stood up quickly. His heart pounded. He rushed to Yari's side and shook her gently. "Wake up, they've found us." Her eyes opened at once. She sat up, alert. "How?" "I don't know," he said. "We destroyed the tracker." She looked toward the sky. "Then they were never tracking the signal." Cole stared at her. "They were tracking me." Yari stood. Her body began to glow again, slowly. Her violet eyes turned bright, focused. "They're here for me." Moments later, dark shapes moved through the forest. Black armored soldiers, 5 of them. Human. Earth uniforms. No names, no faces, just masks, weapons, and orders. They stopped outside the cave. One of them raised a scanner. Heat signatures confirmed. 2 targets, 1 human, 1 unknown. Prepare capture. Another soldier whispered, "We have orders to take the alien girl. Alive. The man is optional." Inside the cave, Cole and Yari stood back to back. "We can run," he said, "through the other tunnel." "No," Yari replied. "They'll follow, always follow." Cole looked at her. "Then what do we do?" Yari closed her eyes. "I stop running." She stepped forward. Her body began to change again. The patterns on her skin glowed like lightning under water. Her hair lifted slightly. Her voice became strong. She walked out of the cave. The soldiers raised their weapons. "Don't move." Yari didn't stop. One soldier fired a stun blast. It hit her chest and disappeared in a flash of blue light. She didn't flinch. Another fired. Same result. Cole ran out behind her. "Wait, don't shoot, she's not attacking." The commander stepped forward. "You don't understand. She's not a person. She's property," Cole shouted. "She's alive. She has a name. She remembers everything you did to her." Yari raised her hand. The earth shook slightly beneath them. A soft wave of energy rippled out from her body. The soldiers stumbled. Their weapons beeped and shut down, powerless. Yari stared at them with glowing eyes. "I was made in your labs," she said. "I was born in your war. But I am not your machine." One soldier dropped his weapon, another took a step back. The commander didn't move. "You are a prototype," he said, "and you belong to Earth." "No," Yari said softly. "I belong to no one." She raised her arms. From her skin, tiny, threads of light shot out and formed a circle around her and Cole. A shield. The soldiers fired again, but the blasts bounced off. Cole looked at her in awe. "What are you?" She looked at him and smiled. "Alive." The commander pulled out a small black device. "If we can't take her back, we erase her." He pressed the button. A signal shot into the sky. From above, the black ship activated a weapon. Silent and deadly, a beam of red light charged above them. Cole grabbed Yari's hand. "Run," but she didn't move. Instead, she stepped forward and opened her hands. The beam fired him and stopped in midair. Frozen. The energy slowed, then turned blue. Yari's body glowed brighter than ever, and the beam dissolved into light. The soldiers fell to their knees. The ship above them shut down and crashed softly into the trees. Yari stood still, not breathing hard, not hurt, only glowing, only calm. Cole stepped to her side. "They'll come again." Yari looked into the stars. "Let them." He took the shot for her. Smoke rose from the trees. The black-armored soldiers lay scattered on the ground, some unconscious, others too shocked to move. The crashed ship hissed as sparks flew from its broken engine. The fight was over. For now. Yari stood in the clearing, her skin still glowing gently. Her breath was calm, her body quiet. She looked like a living star. Cole stepped beside her. "Are you okay?" She nodded slowly. They were not the first. They will not be the last. He looked at her. "Then we need to leave this planet." But before she could answer, a second shot came from the trees. A hidden sniper. Sharp. Silent. Aimed right at Yari's heart. Cole saw the flash too late, but his body moved faster than his mind. He jumped in front of her. The energy bolt hit him. In the back, Cole fell. Yari screamed, "Cole!" He hit the ground hard, groaning in pain. His jacket was burned. Blood soaked through the fabric. His eyes blinked, barely open. I'm okay," he whispered, though he clearly wasn't. Yari dropped beside him, her hands shaking. "Why did you do that?" He smiled weakly. "Because I couldn't let you die." She held his face, her eyes full of panic. "You're the only one who never tried to control me," she whispered. "You saw me, not as a weapon, not as a tool, just me." Cole laughed softly, even in pain. "Yeah, you're weird, but kind of amazing." Yari pressed her glowing hand to his wound. Blue light spread over his back. The blood stopped. The skin began to close. Cole gasped. What are you doing?" "I don't know," she said, her voice shaking. "But something inside me wants to save you." Her skin lit up completely now, not just her arms or face. Her whole body shimmered with pure light. From her chest, soft glowing lines reached out, wrapping around Cole like gentle threads. Not tight, not hard, just safe. The energy inside her responded to his pain, his sacrifice, and it changed her. Wings of light formed from her back. Not real wings, but flowing like fire, like memory. Her eyes glowed like stars. Her voice echoed softly in the air. "He chose me." The air around them shifted. Leaves floated. The trees shimmered, and then everything went still. Cole opened his eyes again. His wound was gone, his skin was healed, his pain was gone. He stared at her. "You saved me." She nodded, then whispered, "Because now I understand." Cole sat up slowly, touching his chest. "What do you mean?" "I was created for war," she said. "But you risked everything, not for victory, not for power, just for me." She looked into his eyes. Softly, she added, "You are my anchor now." Far above them, hidden in a distant orbit, a satellite watched the entire scene. An Earth general stared at the screen. "She activated full potential," he muttered. "The bond sequence worked. The human trigger is confirmed." "Should we retrieve them, sir?" an officer asked. The general paused. "No, not yet. Let's see what she becomes next." Back on the ground, Yari stood slowly. The wings of light folded behind her. Her glow began to soften. Cole stood beside her, still shaky, but alive. "We need to go," he said. "Before more come." She nodded. "But this time we don't run." He looked confused. "What do you mean?" She turned to face him. "We lead." The alien girl who now protects the human. A soft breeze moved through the trees of Virel 7. Yari stood at the edge of the forest, her eyes looking toward the sky. Her wings of light were gone now, resting. Her skin no longer glowed bright, but still shimmered faintly with golden blue patterns. Behind her, Cole packed their supplies into a bag. His movements were slow. His body was still recovering from the sniper's shot even after Yari had healed him. But his heart felt stronger than ever. "You really want to do this?" he asked. Yari turned toward him. "Yes." "No more hiding?" "No, more running." "But where will we go?" he asked. She looked up at the sky. "Everywhere." News of what happened in the forest had already begun to spread. The few locals who had seen the light, the crash, the soldiers, they started whispering. Some were afraid. Others were amazed. An alien girl glowed like a goddess. A human shielded her with his body. And together, they survived. Yari was no longer just the girl who screamed, human, in fear. Now, she was the one who walked beside him. Without fear. As they reached the edge of the village, people stepped out of their homes and tents. They didn't throw stones. They didn't raise weapons. They simply watched. Yari stopped and looked around. Then she said clearly, "I was scared of him. But he gave me his life, without asking for anything." The villagers were silent. "I am not what they made me. And he is not who you think he is." She turned to Cole. "And now, I protect him." Later, as they reached the launch hill where Cole's small ship waited, he glanced at her. "You really don't have to do this. I can leave. You can stay." She shook her head. "You came alone to my world. You walked into my pain. And when others tried to take me, you stood between us." She touched his chest softly. "Now I walk into your world, no matter what waits there." Cole smiled. "People will be afraid of you. They were afraid of you too," she said. He laughed. "That's true." They entered the ship together. 1 week later, Earth Command received a transmission, not from an army, not from a government, from a child's voice, clear, soft, powerful. "My name is Yari. I was made in your labs, born in your war, but I chose my own life. I chose a human. I chose peace." The message was short, but it spread like wildfire across the stars, to rebel colonies, to damaged worlds, to people who lost hope in both humans and aliens. In a refugee city on Mars, a child looked up and whispered, "She's like us." On an Earth ship in deep space, a tired captain closed his eyes and whispered, "Maybe we can change." In the ruins of an alien temple, an elder said, "The light returns." Cole and Yari settled on a quiet moon where the air was clean and the sky always showed stars. He built a home. She built a garden. And together, they built something new. Not just a home, but a future. They met as enemies. They stood as strangers. They walked away as partners. And the galaxy would never be the same again.